Well, hi there.
Hi, everybody.
This is Tom and Heather from Shadowfields, and this is Monday in the Studio.
Monday in the studio. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel, and also click on that notification bell to stay connected to us whenever we go live. So, wow. Becky, Steve, great to have you with us. Tony, got your old-fashioned, which is kind of like connecting into his 60s, isn't he? He's going to have a birthday. He's got an old-fashioned. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
And we're going to miss Shirley because I know that she's got a lot of stuff going on in her sewing room. Yeah, I think she can put out like a quilt a day.
Really?
Oh, she's just amazing. Yeah.
I might be able to buy one on Amazon every day, but I don't think I couldn't make one.
Oh, no. And she does everything just so well and does all the colors fantastic. So, yeah, so it's great to be with all of you tonight. You'll have to let us know how hot is it where you are. Because this morning we woke up and it was already 85 degrees out at 7 a.m. So it got up there.
It was like 95, 96, something like that when I was driving home. It was really hot.
But there was a nice wind. So on my deck, because you're up.
Oh, okay.
There's the wind. Yeah, it wasn't like stagnant where I was.
Yeah.
Not at all. Was it in Sycamore?
No,
it's just humid. Very humid.
Very humid.
Yeah.
Very humid, very hot. I don't like that kind of weather.
Becky, Becky and Steve, nobody talks about how Tennessee, have you heard anyone talk about how hot Nashville is? Like, it is, my daughter said, it's like 105 degrees to 110 degrees right where she is. I'm like, wait a minute, that's June. But I've not heard anybody say that it's hot in Nashville, Tennessee, or even Tennessee.
Because the taxes are so low, it doesn't bother them.
Yeah. So, and not tears. I'd have to say, though, I really don't mind it really hot. Like, these are the days that you need a pool and you invite people over and you just sit and you chat, under an umbrella, and you just, maybe you got some old music on, like, it was the guy that does Boys of Summer. Oh.
Don Henley.
Yeah, you put Don Henley on. Oh my gosh.
No, I don't. No.
You have no idea. But yeah, this would be the time that you go over to the pool, the local pool, and maybe you get a pretzel. You're like pretzel in that terrible cheese dip, and you're like, yeah, this is life. Yeah. This is life.
That plastic, anyway, the cheese used to be a water bottle at one point, and they melted down, and then they add some cheese flavoring.
They don't tell you that they, they actually recycle plastic into cheese.
Yeah.
But anyway, besides all that, you're doing okay?
Yeah.
You've survived the kilt?
Yeah. We did have the show. Thank you to Tony Skarouk.
Thank you, Tony.
And so we played at the Scottish Fest and Highland Games. We played Friday and Saturday. I was still picking dead cicadas out of my car as of yesterday.
They never bothered me, except the one time where they were like swirling like in my hair. But
well, I think all of us got them in our hair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing and I feel a whack on the back of my head, and I turn around and Gary says, "Cicada." I'm not sure if it really was or if he just wanted to hit me in the head. It could be either way. I don't know.
One just came flying into you and it like stopped your progression of music completely.
Oh, well.
That was, I think it was a mandola.
They fly into your face or down your shirt. It gets a little...
dive bomb. Woo!
Well, they can't fly very well.
No.
You'd think with such big eyes they could see where they were going, but they're kind of like Mr. Magoo. They're weaving all over.
I did want to ask you, because you had never been to the Scottish Festival. Was it, what were your thoughts on it? This isn't not a trick question or anything. Just asking like what you thought of it, because you'd never been there. I had been there. I kind of knew what it was.
It was interesting. It was fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fest. I normally would not go to festivals and things
Mhm.
like that.
But you
unless
had a
I
role.
I had a role, so
Right.
I enjoyed going to that.
Mhm.
And we got a chance to see one of Jim's friends play.
Cliff Davis.
And
Yeah.
he played in a pipe and drum band.
Hmm.
And so obviously we know the next time we play a Scottish fest that we need to learn that tune, whatever, Scotland the Brave or Scotland whatever, that all the bagpipes play.
Hmm.
And so we had to work that one out. But it was interesting like that. There was lots of kilts. And
And you thought you'd be the only person wearing a kilt.
well, my kilt that Heather's friend and my friend Jeff had got for me was black. So it was more of an industrial, angry look, and so I could
Don't
wear
worry.
black work boots with it, and it wasn't very Scottish at all.
Don't worry,
But-
I posted a couple pictures.
Oh, did you?
Oh yes.
Oh, well, I didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, Teresa she's like, where's the pictures of all the kilts?
Oh,
It's funny because
I hope it was not a horrible picture.
No. You don't
Okay.
trust me, but it was a very good picture. You guys will have to tell Tom that it was a good picture.
Okay.
They're not, you don't trust me, but I did. I wasn't.
Your idea of what a good picture of me would be is not what I would consider a good
Okay.
picture of me.
All
Just like
right.
what if I take
All
a
right.
picture of you and I'm going to post it, and you're like, "Why did you post that picture?"
Oh, I don't know. Have I done that before?
Yeah, that's why I don't post pictures anymore. I'm tired of getting yelled at.
Anyway, it was a lot of fun. And for those of you who've never been to the Scottish Festival, number one, they're all over the United States. So there's like Holland, Michigan, and anywhere where there's like a serious pipe and drum band. St. Louis, they're in Detroit, Kansas City. I mean, yeah, and it's a big thing. It's an absolute big thing, and they compete. There's dog agility, which I adored. I would have just stayed all day to do that, just to watch it.
Yeah, I thought it
There
wasn't
was-
very fun that I had to run the course. That you got
I
me
know.
out there and run through the tunnel.
I wish you'd done better.
Go through the tunnel.
I'll always get my way. And then they had feats of strength,
I didn't get a chance to see
men
any of
and
that.
women. They're pitching things of big logs and stuff like that.
Telephone poles.
Telephone poles. Yeah.
What could
It
go
actually
wrong?
was really cool. If you get a chance to go to a Scottish festival and Highland Games, you should go. I really, really enjoyed it. And it was very family oriented. There wasn't any freaky things happening. Nobody was trying to, hurt anybody. Everyone was on their best behavior. There was huge lines for beer tickets, and everyone was pretty nice.
My favorite game that they did was jart tossing or jart catching. Remember yawn darts? You
Oh my
toss them up
gosh.
in the
No,
air
there
and
wasn't.
you try to catch them.
There wasn't.
Yeah,
But there was also just the competition between the bands. So there's certain levels, and like you're like, just like anything. There's like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the more you go into these higher levels, you'll see some very mature players, and you even said like some of the women who were doing the.
Oh, I think is it like the treble drum or something like that? Like what I found out by watching this, whoever's playing the bass drum, they are the main guy or girl.
Cliff was the main guy.
They're keeping the time for the song, and it's not just boom, boom. There's a pattern that they do, and the pattern goes on forever. It's just the same pattern, but they keep it in time. And then you have the treble drums, which I think that's what they're called. It's just a single tom, and the girls, the best ones that I saw were two girls, and they're doing this flipping of the sticks and stuff like that. And then one would come down and do their thing, and then the other one would do their thing. And so it was all very synchronized.
And you like that kind of music, though. I mean, it's not.
Well, there was rudiments, and I thought
yeah.
the rudiments were very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell absolutely who the lead snare player was, because everybody else was.
Yeah, they have to.
What's he doing?
Yeah, and someone said it's like a lead guitar player. Like you have to stay in line with that.
Well, actually, lead guitar is not what anybody ever follows. It's the rhythm player that everybody follows.
They just don't know it.
No, nobody follow. You can't follow a lead guitar player.
But
They just
everyone
go
thinks
out
that
and
the lead
noodle.
guitar player is the lead in the band always.
No, but
I know, but they're
the-
not. They're not in the
They're
band.
the icing on the cake.
Right. Exactly.
So anyway,
Yeah, it was super fun. He did. You think Cliff won? That'd
be really cool.
be super fun.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And the weird thing about Cliff, I'm just going to say this, and how really cool all the connections are with the band, is that we went to Kansas City to play on a tour with the band. We met Cliff and his wife, Kathy, who knew Jim. And then, years later, we're at the Scottish Festival, and I see Jim Levis coming across, the field.
We weren't. You were.
I was here last year, and I'm like, Jimmy, there are millions of people in this town. Why are you here? And he's like, oh, I'm seeing Cliff. He plays in this pipe and drum band. And I was like, what? Are you serious? And and then because I connected with Cliff, they're like, hey, why don't you go ahead and see if you can get into the Scottish Festival? So I connected with Cliff. He gave me the name of the person.
That's what we heard.
I loved it. It was so great. Anyway, and then Cliff got me connected to Gus, who actually puts on this whole thing. And then Gus sent me to John Ballantyne. John Ballantyne was the guy who helped us get here. And yeah, and then we all see Cliff the next time. It's just that kind of stuff is just the coolest. I love it. So anyway, people are connected.
So we had a good time. We got a present today.
Yeah, we did. We got a present.
And I've got a video for tonight, but it's not of the Scottish Fest. Next week, we'll try to do the Scottish Fest video.
We'll do a lot of the behind the scenes.
But
of the
today,
Fest.
I got a package in the mail. What could it be?
Thank you, Dave.
Dave Merritt.
And this is really super cool picture.
Yes. This is his CD that we worked on late last fall, I think it was, right?
Yeah. And see the back,
and he's been putting it out and everything.
That is so unbelievably cool.
Yeah. He's got some cool photos and stuff like that. It's
kind of Johnny Cash's Cash.
Yeah, because he's kind of in blackish sort of kind of thing.
I really like this. Very cool. And did Jennifer take these shots of you, Dave? But anyway,
if you want some, contact Dave. Also, you can find it online. If you go to Spotify or any of the normal places, iTunes, all his music is there. And we worked on 5 songs.
Yep. And Seasons is my favorite still.
Seasons is a completely different kind of song.
It's like Johnny Cash.
It was not like Johnny Cash at all.
I think it is.
Seasons is not like Johnny Cash at all.
No, I hear something.
It's almost it's like a spoken word kind of thing.
It is.
A tone poem, and with
right.
And I did my best Robin Trower impersonation on that song. So if anybody knows who Robin Trower is, there was a whole lot of Deja Vibe stuff happening on that. It was very cool.
You did really great on it. So congratulations, Dave, on the CD, and it's really great, and I hope it's selling really well and people are listening to it. And so if you haven't, go out to Dave Merritt on Spotify. We'd love for you to listen to his songs. And this EP is It's Not Tomorrow Now.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not tomorrow. It's today.
It's today.
Right now.
And the other item is that Dan Ossio's single came out.
We were talking about trying to get him in here, but things just, we just didn't have the time to get it all worked out. But, we'll get him in here because his new single,
it's far out of here. Oh, the harmonies. Oh, please.
He is,
hold me back.
These last 2 songs that we worked on, they're just full of harmonies. And Dan sang all the harmonies. It's just, he has a little bit of the Beach Boys thing happening. He has some Crosby, Stills, Nash kind of stuff. Skip the Young part. So it is very, very lush. very interesting arrangements on voices.
Oh yeah, it kind of takes it from this. It's a very cool journey that this takes you on, and by the end, you're like, I got to hear it again.
Well, the thing is that when you go see Dan live, which we've seen him many times,
yeah.
He plays these songs, but you don't get the full effect of the song when you hear him because it's just him. But he's writing for a whole orchestrated band, for 20 musicians. That's what he's writing for. And yet, he's trying to pull it off with one acoustic guitar and a voice. And so, Dave, you probably know, it's tough to do when you hear the whole thing in your head and you want to get it out, but you're limited on what you have.
And the cool thing about Dan is that he's an arranger. So we had just a lot of collaboration with him.
Yeah.
And he came in with ideas and what he wanted. He even had people come in and play on the bass.
On both those songs, he had a bass player and a drummer in. I don't think I played anything on. I didn't play on either of those songs. I played on the other ones. I think I put piano on the other songs, but not on these ones.
Yeah, you did, engineering, the mixing.
Oh, yeah. The usual stuff.
Yeah. And I think, even on the final fine tuning, I really didn't do any production work because he had something in his mind already.
He certainly had he knew where he wanted to go with it. So it was a matter of just how do we make it go where he wants it to be?
Yeah, to take his vision and make it something.
Fortunately, he didn't say, it's not purple enough. Fortunately, he had the language in order to say, I just like that one harmony just a little bit louder there. Or, it was all minor tweaks after the first mix. Just a couple of small revisions and it was done.
That's what a lot of I think the artists are learning is the actual speak of, how when they're hearing something back, what do they need to communicate to you in the right way so you understand what's needed. I used to say it was purple. That's why you brought that up. It's it needs to have more depth. I don't know. What's the depth? And you're like, Heather, what are you trying to say? So
depth could be so many different things.
Yes. Or bright. You used to say, no, is it more of a brightness? Or I said, it's too dark. What does that mean? It's too dark. But I think it's great that Dan isn't able to kind of put down what he hears in his head and what he's always heard in his head when he sings it, when he performs it. Dave has said Dan's song has a Donovan sound to it, like Atlantis.
Oh.
Do you know that?
Okay. Very cool.
Thank you.
Very cool. Okay, we have a video.
Yep. Anything new, though, in the studio this week? I think we got rid of some things, didn't we?
In the back, there is a new amplifier. Do I need another guitar amplifier? No. But I've wanted a small combo amp. I already have a great combo amp. You don't do much better than a Fender Deluxe Reverb. That's like studio staple.
Where's Heather's amp?
Yeah. I was going to ask you the same question. And so I bought a Laney Cub. And, it's just a bit more distorted sound for when I need to do some more lead stuff or something like that. So anyway, we'll see if it works out. If it doesn't, I'll sell it.
But you sold your speaker?
I
right?
sold the 2 sets of monitors that I needed to sell, and I sold a synthesizer last weekend as well.
You're rolling in the cash now.
No, I'm
You're
not.
paying for my Starbucks from now on.
I think I already did. But I am not rolling in the cash. The outpouring of cash this year has been phenomenal.
Yeah, so we don't need to talk about that.
Right, we won't talk about that.
But there has been some gear purchased.
Yep.
Any other plugins?
Oh, there's always plugins every week. And the sad thing is when you get them and you even forget you even have them. The other night I was looking for something and I was going, I wish I had something like this. And then I start scrounging through the 4,000 plugins and I go, oh, there it is. I already own it. So
I think you need to do kind of like a Dewey Decimal System kind of.
I am super organized, but how many of a specific kind of compressor can you possibly remember that you have, even though they're in a folder?
I know.
I always put the ones that I'm going to use all the time right at the top. no searching for them. They're always at the top. And in order for somebody to knock somebody off from the top, they got to be really good, and I have to have a bunch of time to mess with them.
It's a crapshoot.
Okay, so tonight we have another video from
We're going to be watching
Bunker.
the Shadow Tube. I've called it the Shadow Tube.
Shadow Tube.
Mm-hmm.
This is from the Bunker, from last month or the month before. And
a month and a half ago, I think.
I'm still working on them. I know you're going like, how long is this going to take? I nearly got finished remixing the audio. I'm not spending a truckload of time on them. You know, I give, you know, like half hour to 45 minutes per song to mix them.
Do you do any EQ or anything on them?
Oh, I did a truckload on the initial thing.
Yeah.
To get the bass and the drums so that they were understandable.
And then you're piecing everything apart.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm doing them one at a time then. I think I got 3 songs left to go.
You know, we'll allow for that.
Yeah.
I think you guys are okay with that.
Yeah. So
it'd be too much for you just to like give it all to us at once.
You've never seen this.
No, I haven't.
This is Oh What Kind of Love.
Ooh, you played that so well.
Well, you can't say that yet until you've seen the video.
Okay.
And then we'll be right back right after this.
Are we in tune?
Thank you, audience. Great audience tonight and great music. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we've already played the good songs. Now we're going to play the bad songs.
Can we tell them what this song is about, though?
This song I wrote. I have 3 grandfathers, or I had 3 grandfathers, and all of them worked for the railroad. And they were all kind of tough men, and they weren't like your huggy, kissy, tell you that they love you all the time kind of guys. They were men that lived a hard life, and they sacrificed for their families. And so I wrote a song about people who sacrificed for their families. This is called Oh, What Kind of Love. I see my old man working on the tracks. $1 a day hardly seems enough to break his back. But he's a proud man, ain't nobody gonna pay his way. And he'll take care of his own until his dying day. Oh, what kind of love? Oh, what kind of love makes a man do that? My mother scrubs floors. A woman do that. Oh, what kind of
Woo! That was pretty fun, huh?
It really was.
Yeah.
When I start watching, I'm like, I get really nervous. I'm like,
I know I do too. Even though I already saw it for like 4 hours.
I'm like, is it
working
going
on
to hurt me? Is it going to hurt me?
Yeah. Well, because you never know.
Well, I hadn't seen it before. So I was just like, what's it going to do to me? But good harmonica playing, huh? You can tell I really, there's not a lot of women harmonica players. So it's kind of fun. Yay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Laura. Go Fish. Miss you, girl. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be fun to do the bunker again sometime. Now that we know how it rolls, that
maybe when the
'cause
eighth album comes out,
that would be fun.
We're still a ways away from the 8th album coming out.
If we had time, though, we would probably get a song written in a week.
Well, that's why we write and record mostly during the winter.
Yeah.
Because people aren't on vacations then. During
It's
the
hard.
summer,
Yep.
it's really rough.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get people in the studio. And so, but we're working on stuff. We're finished with the next song.
Yep.
We just need to get a video and then we'll release it at some point. And
yeah. And, there's a guy named Walter Piper, that you uploaded his song today.
I did.
So
I did. It's a really fun kind of New Orleans.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing.
He's a character singer, so
it's not coming out until the 2nd of August.
But
so
just wait for it.
Hopefully, we'll get Wally in and he can explain
a
little bit about the story behind it
and
stuff. And we'll have a lot of fun with that.
That would be really fun to have him in here.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it from us.
The rest of this week, I worked on songs for Luis and Christian. I did drums for both of them. I believe that was my entire day Saturday was just working on drums. I was pretty worn out.
It's good exercise, right?
Oh, it is. It's a great cardio thing, but it gets hot, and I took a lot of showers over the weekend.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I know.
So, hey, for those of you in the area, go to Moonlight Theater and get your tickets to the July 7th. I know it's on the holiday weekend, but it's in the afternoon on July 7th.
4 to 7.
It's just 4 to 7, just a nice little matinee. We got 3 bands and three artists, and we'd love for you to come and just hang out with us. Great place,
beautiful place,
old 30s theater, and beautiful.
Maybe
stage.
next week I'll throw some pictures up of the inside that I took when we were there.
Small plates, full bar.
Yeah,
great place to kind of bring your partner with you and just kind of hang out for a night or afternoon.
It'll be a lot of fun.
So we'd love to have you with us. And we might even have some new merch. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yes. So please look at Moonlight Theater, and we hope to see you there.
Okay. So this has been Tom and Heather from Shadowfields. This has been Monday in the Studio.
Monday in the Studio. Yes, please do share our channel with others. We would love for you to be able to promote us to your friends and bring them out to July 7th too. We'll talk to you all later. Have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye now.
Yeah. Good night.